Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Shane from Rock About Sound, and in today's video, we're going to be checking out how Oolacile, I have no idea how his name's pronounced. Let me know in the comments. But we're going to be checking out how he makes his basses, or at least how this bass is made. It's really kind of interesting, and this is what it sounds like. So I know it's really kind of interesting sound here, but he's just one of those producers where you can listen to one of his tracks and you can be like, okay, that is who he is. That is his kind of music. He's just kind of one of those really distinguished, talented artists. So yeah, his technique is actually resampling, but in today's video, we're actually just going to be taking a look at how to do this just plainly in Serum, no resampling, just kind of basic stuff here. So what do you say we go ahead and get started? If you guys like that sound, and if you're new here, make sure you guys consider clicking that subscribe button, because I truly believe that we do have the Serum, the best Serum presets on YouTube. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, you're missing out on that. And who wants to miss out on the best Serum tutorials on YouTube? Because we got all sorts of interesting sound design. Yeah, so first things first, this artist kind of took me a long time to kind of figure out, because I couldn't actually figure out what he was doing until I actually reached out to him, and he said it was he just resamples and stuff, nothing that you could do all in Serum. So I took it upon myself to figure out another loophole in the system here. All right, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to digital, and we're going to be selecting our FFT squeal here. Let's take a listen to what this sounds like. Oh my gosh, that hurt the ears. It's just like, what is this wavetable even? What is it doing? So what we're going to be doing here is we're actually just going to be modulating this. Let's take a listen. All right, so it's just kind of one of those weird waveforms here. So as we move up, as you can see, we are just grabbing in all these copies of the waveform and really just getting a high-pitched sound here. So we actually kind of want that style in this space, so it's actually perfect. And believe it or not, we're actually going to be shifting the pitch up even more by introducing more copies with the sync. So let's take a listen to what we can do here. So we're going to start to introduce the second one here. We just kind of want to tune it to the right kind of tone here. That sounds pretty good right there. And we're actually going to modulate this part as well. And that's going to kind of give us that wonky kind of sound that he does have in his music, which I absolutely love it. It's so unique. Not that many artists that are kind of setting themselves apart like this. So hopefully you guys can get inspired by this tutorial to kind of make your own kind of idea that really sets you apart from the other producers. So let's go ahead and continue. We'll put this on trigger. The rate we'll leave at 1/4. I do have the rate modulated in the sample that I showed. If you're wondering what was going on there, I should say. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the filtering. We're going to go to our normal, and we're actually going to select our notch 24 pole filter here. So I know, kind of strange here, I've actually never gone into the notches here. Back when I did massive tutorials, basically every tutorial was a notch filter, because I did a lot of growls and stuff, and that was all you had to work with in massive. But here, once you're in Serum, you're introduced to all these new kind of filters here. So it's like, what do you choose from? So anyways, yeah, this is actually one of the first tutorials where I'm using a notch. Patting myself on the back. Let's go ahead and turn down the resonance. So we got a nice little dip here. All right, turn down the resonance and increases the amount of frequencies that we're cutting out here. We're actually going to start to move it. As you can hear, once we're starting to move the cutoff, it is kind of making a cool, almost vocally kind of sound. And that's what we're shooting for. So it's perfect. We're actually going to modulate this up. And let's turn up the drive. Turn on the master because it's starting to clip, and that really brings it to life. Alright, not too shabby. In the voicing tab, we can always turn on mono and legato as well, and turn up the portamento. That way we're only pressing one note at a time. We're only hearing one note at a time, I should say. We're not hearing a chord, for an example. If we're pressing on 4 different notes, we're only hearing one note. It's going to travel between whatever note that you press first and whatever notes that you press last. So let's go ahead and move into our effects section here. First things first on the list, we're going to go into, okay, I don't know how reverb just turned on. Did you guys just see that? Because I literally just did not press reverb. Maybe I did. Okay, I caught that on camera, so that's all that matters. Let's turn on distortion, and we're just going to turn on a little bit of tube. And that's just to kind of crisp up the lower end a little bit. Let's turn on the mix a bit. All right, now into the hyper. The hyper is just, hold on one sec. Okay. I just need to take a double, if you guys are wondering why I occasionally take a glance down, I have my notes down here. A lot of people ask that. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything in the tutorial and you guys don't follow to the end and then actually have the wrong sound here. That's not what we want going on here. So anyways, the mix here for the hyper, we're just going to turn on. Pretty nice, right? All right, just to kind of give us a little bit more space in the sound. We could even turn this up 5. I'll leave it down to 4. Dimension, we'll turn this down to 3% and 2% on the size here. That way, we're not getting that extra feedback. Say, for an example, I turned it up. Oh my gosh, that is disgusting. We do not want that whatsoever. Let's just turn this back down to about 3. We'll turn this down a little bit. And that'll give us a lot more dimension. So without the hyper and dimension, as you can hear, since it is on the higher end, it's a little bit more difficult to catch on to the stereo width that we just added into the sound. But trust me, guys, it really does just kind of bring it out, especially when you're wearing headphones. So let's go ahead and continue to move on here. We're just going to move into our phaser. And we're actually going to turn our phaser onto BPM sync. So the rate is actually going to be synced with whatever our BPM is. And we can actually move it to, I moved it to, what is that, 1/2. And we're going to move the depth down to about 37%. And let's start to move the depth and hear what it sounds like. It's kind of goofy, and we kind of want goofy when we're kind of making these kind of basses. Let's modulate this as well. Alrighty, turn on the frequencies a bit. 204 hertz. Alright, now that's actually kind of coming together now. We're actually going to, I feel like I'm saying actually a little bit. I'm going to actually turn that down a bit. Let's turn on the mix. So now we do have a little bit of feedback from the phaser, and that sounds perfect. Let's turn on the compressor here, and we're really just going to use this to turn on our multiband. Oof, that is just not loud enough. We need to turn up the compressor gain, and that's really going to squash a little bit more and bring out these frequencies that we just compressed. Alright, not too shabby. Finally, guys, delay. This is a nice little, oh, actually we can turn on reverb too. That's not a big deal. Maybe just turn that down a bit, turn that. Alright, but back to the delay. That's not what we're shooting for, alright? Nah, we're going to turn off BPM sync and we're going to turn on link. So that way when we're only moving one side of the headphone here or one side of your speakers, whatever you're kind of going for, left or right, it's really just one sound output. We're going to move, or the other side is going to move with it. So we want this to kind of be in the 20s. Normally, let's turn up the feedback and turn up the mix so we can hear what we're actually doing here. As you can hear, this short delay is actually giving the sound a little bit more width and an extra tail to it, and it actually sounds great. Let's hear what it sounds like now. Alright. And yeah, that's really all it takes to make this video, or not this video, this sound. There's a lot more that goes into this video, trust me. Trust me. It's pretty sad. No, I'm kidding. It only takes like 30 minutes to edit this video. It's not that bad. But anyways, if you guys like that sound, make sure you guys do me a favor by just clicking that like button. You have no idea how much it helps me out. Just support the cause, guys. Like that like button and then click that subscribe button. Only if you enjoyed it though. I don't want to be forcing myself onto you. But guys, just like a little inside joke. Not a little. No, this is not a joke. This is serious. Which is like, inside secret between you and I. If you guys click that like button, it turns green. Yeah, it's a new update. No, I'm kidding. I'm not one of those guys. But anyways, you guys know me, Shane Gregoire from Rocket Powered Sound, and I will catch you guys in the next tutorial.